Hey, everybody. Here we are, Stacy with the Community Cats podcast, and we're going to do a special episode today with Pam Johnson-Bennett. I'm so happy to have you here today. It's so wonderful. And for those of you who didn't know, Pam was with us for Behavior Day earlier in the year. We had a wonderful time together, and I've done a couple of extra special episodes with Pam. But this month it's June, and Pam, I just wanted to ask you about some of the things that you know that's going on with regards to adopt a shelter cat, a senior cat. Is there something going on in
Yeah.
June this month?
Yes, and this is so near and dear to my heart. In honor of Adopt a Shelter Cat Month, the ASPCA and Arm Hammer Feline Generous teamed up to kick off a giveaway celebrating senior shelter cats, and it's called Senior Tales. And as we all know, kittens and younger adult cats are the first to get adopted at shelters, and the senior cats often get overlooked. So this giveaway is designed to highlight why senior cats can be wonderful cat companions, and they're 100% adoptable and lovable. So ASPCA and Arm Hammer during the month of June want to hear from shelters and cat parents about their senior tales. They want to hear about heartfelt stories and how those older and often more laid back cats offer love and comfort and maybe even taught us something new. I have an older cat and I'm constantly learning. So at the end of the month, 3 shelters will be awarded $2,500 from the ASPCA and Arm& Hammer, and one cat parent will receive a year's supply of Arm& Hammer cat litter. So let's just get those senior cats highlighted and get them in their forever homes. So to participate, you shelters and cat parents are encouraged to go to aspca.org/senior tales, and that's TAILS, and submit your senior tales and your stories. And then at the end of the month, you might be the lucky shelter, one of 3 lucky shelters, or you might be the lucky pet parent who wins a year's supply of Arm& Hammer cat litter. And let's spread the word. And you can use the hashtags senior tales or Adopt a Shelter Cat Month, because that's the goal. Is these cats have so much love to give, and I work a lot with shelters, and I go in there and I see these amazing adult cats, these older cats, 10 years old and older, and they're wonderful, and they're just getting bypassed because people automatically seem to go for the kittens or the 2-year-old cat.
How would you define a senior cat? How old is a senior cat?
Well, the new guidelines were recently released from the American Animal Hospital Association and the American Association of Feline Practitioners, and they've kind of tweaked them a little bit. And they are calling a cat from up to like 6 to 10 or 6 to 7, somewhere around there, a mature adult, and from maybe 10 and up, a senior. Now, it used to be there were more definitions and we had geriatric, but now it's kind of simplified. So like from 6 to 10, it's more a mature adult. But those 10-year-old cats, I mean, we know how, with the advancements of veterinary care and better nutrition and more education about cat welfare, cats are living so long. Cats don't have this little 12-year-old lifespan anymore. Cats are living a long time. So if you adopt a 10-year-old cat or a 12-year-old cat, you can have many years together.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So great that you're sharing that. I've always had a soft spot for the senior cats. I the first cat I fostered was over 10 years old. And it always broke my heart when the senior cats were at the shelter. So the more that we can do to get the cats into their forever home, and not all senior cats have a medical issue. I think a lot of people think that, oh, that cat's 10 years old. It's probably got diabetes. It probably needs a lot of medical care. Many senior cats don't need a lot of medical care.
They don't. I have a 12-year-old cat, and she acts like she's 4 years old. She's not on any medication. It is important with senior cats to know the medical history to make sure you are keeping up with things. It is recommended that senior cats go for their wellness checkup twice a year as opposed to the annual that the younger cats get. But that's just a way to catch things early, so that you have that baseline to know if something does happen, how quickly is it going on. But there are so many benefits to adopting a senior cat. There's often less training. There's less house proofing. You know what it's like with, a kitten who's into everything, and it seems like you have a new baby. You've got to lock everything down. And with an older cat, you often don't have to do that. You also know very often the personality is very established. So if you're looking for a very active cat, or if you're looking for a little marshmallow laid back lap cat, you stand a better chance of getting that. So, and I've just seen from my consultations over the years that the people who adopt the older cats, they are constantly surprised at how much love they get back. And it ends up being the best thing they ever did.
What if you hear from somebody who says, well, I've heard that senior cats don't do well with children? What are your thoughts on that topic?
Everyone is an individual, so you have to evaluate your home environment. So if you do adopt a senior cat who maybe is a little more frail, maybe you've gone the higher end of the senior cat, or that cat has arthritis, you want to make sure you look at your home environment, and is that the right environment for that cat? Uh, but I would say that about any cat. If you are going to adopt a cat and you have young children, it's your responsibility to make sure the cat stays safe and the child stays safe. And when age appropriate, you are teaching your children about being gentle and being respectful and understanding how to handle the cat and what a cat needs. So it's not even just, you know, specifically older cats, it's everything. Even if you adopt a kitten, kittens are very vulnerable. And, so it's easy for a child to grab a kitten and not understand how to hold. So that education is important across the board, no matter what age the cat.
Can you tell me a little bit about Arm& Hammer and why it's been so important for them to get involved in the various campaigns that you've been working on together?
Arm& Hammer we share this passion for highlighting shelter cats. And Arm& Hammer also last year did the Perfectly Imperfect campaign to highlight not only cats who are older, but the cats who have misunderstood personalities, or maybe a physical difference, a three-legged cat, or a cat with a misshapen ear, or a medical issue. So there are so many cats out there that are wonderful companions, and Arm& Hammer is doing all they can to highlight those and help people understand. And my job is to educate as much as possible, so that if you do adopt a senior cat, if you do adopt a cat with a behavior issue, to know that there's help out there, that there's guidance and there's education, so that you're not on your own.
So, for those folks that might not know a bit about your background and the experience that you've had, you want to share with our folks, that our listeners, that what books you've written and sort of your past experience a little bit.
Well, my website is catbehaviораssociates.com, and I am a certified cat behavior consultant. I have 8 books on cats, and I started out as a bad cat parent. I knew nothing. And years ago, we're talking, 40 years ago, there wasn't a lot of information out there. So I made a lot of mistakes, but I started learning from the cats and then became more educated. And it's just been my love to share about cat behavior and to help people think like cats, to look at problems from a cat's point of view. So I would do it. Don't tell anybody, this is just our secret. I would do it even if I didn't get paid, because it's such a passion. But when you see relationships that are almost at the end, a cat parent is just completely fed up and doesn't know what to do, and they're thinking of rehoming that cat or relinquishing him to a shelter, and you can make a difference just by educating and repairing that relationship. That's everything. So a lot of these cats that are in shelters, especially these older cats, imagine how traumatic it is for them. Let's say somebody has relinquished an older cat because they had to move, or maybe there was a death in the family, or something has happened where financially they couldn't take it on. Well, here's this cat who maybe has lived in one environment their whole life, and all of a sudden now is in a completely different environment and very scared. That cat needs to get in a home and be loved. And that's why we want to highlight these cats. Don't overlook the shelter cats. When you go, please just give them a chance, because that may be your perfect cat companion. And again, before the month is over, make sure you go to aspca.org/senior tales and submit your senior tales about your senior cat, and help others realize how wonderful seniors are. And you may just win a year's supply of Arm & Hammer cat litter. And again, 3 shelters will be awarded $2,500 each. It's a win-win for everybody. Most importantly, the cats.
I agree 100%. Boy, Pam, you certainly know how to turn your passion for cats into action for sure. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today and for sharing all the work that you're doing. June, it's all about senior cats. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.